Hey everybody, have you guys heard of the iPad only challenge? It's basically where you take your iPad and you only use the iPad, no laptop, no nothing. So I was gone for a 35-day trip and I left my little boy Rick alone for 35 days and he missed his daddy. So yeah, let's take a look at what happened in 35 days. Ready? So during my 35-day trip, I went to Vermont, dropped down to Boston, swung over to New Hampshire, back to Boston, over to Kent in England, spent a couple days in London, dropped down to Salzburg, Austria, swung on over to Vienna, Austria, went up to Reutlingen, Germany, where I was stationed just outside Reutlingen, Germany, when I was in the army. And then from there, went up to Munich, and from Munich, came back home. 35 days. So the cool part about being gone for 35 days is I have a ton of footage for my project, Artist Al Fresco. And you might be wondering what that is. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link right there. Right there. Right there. And the cool thing is, I was able to get all of this footage from multiple different cameras and even a drone, and I was able to use the iPad on more than just video editing. The big reason I wanted to take this challenge was because for Artist Al Fresco, one of the challenges there is everything that I use to make those videos fits in my backpack. That includes my iPhone, my iPad, a drone, a couple GoPros, a tripod. I need to be able to carry everything in one bag. What was helpful was the new updated iPad. Now let's take a look at some of the accessories that I was using while I was traveling. So obviously the first thing that you want to get when you get one of these iPads is this Apple Pencil. This thing is phenomenal. And it clicks there and you see that it starts charging immediately. The next thing you want to get is a protective cover that doubles as a stand. The third thing that I suggest you guys get is something like this, a very small satchel. I can throw in like some GoPros here, my iPhone can go in here, the iPad slides right in there, and you're off and running. I drop in a charger, couple chargers, you just never know. Something to carry it with that keeps everything nice and close to you so you don't have to leave things laying around. Let's say you're writing an email or you're writing a script or anything like that. I don't really like typing very long messages or scripts or anything on the iPad, typing on the glass. So what I did is I got this Bluetooth keyboard. And the neat thing about this one, this is the Logitech something or other. The neat thing about this one is I can program 3 different devices. So I can press the number 1 and I'm controlling the iPad. I can press number 2, now I'm typing on the iPhone, and number 3 could be anything else, laptop or even a computer, anything that supports Bluetooth connectivity. One of the really important things that you want to pick up when you get a new iPad is one of these dongles. This is an Insignia and it has a USB-C connector, and on the other side you have a USB Type A, regular USB, HDMI, so if you want to connect your iPad to a big monitor or even a TV, all you need is an HDMI cable, plug it in, and all of a sudden you have an expanded desktop. This also has a USB-C connection, so you can use that to power your iPad while you're doing things like transferring files to a hard drive or using an external monitor. So now let's take a look at some of the apps that I was using while I was out and about. This is the iPad Pro 11-inch and I'm running iPad OS 13.1. First thing I'm going to do is take the dongle and plug it into the side, because I notice here, even though the Apple Pencil is at 100%, the iPad itself is at 67. So I'm going to power that up And if you notice, all I did was take the power cable, slide it into the USB-C slot, and right there we see that it's charging. Perfect. So first let's take a look at animation apps. I'm not going to go too deep into these. I just want to show you guys that I was using Flip-a-Clip and Rough Animator. I'm going to be doing some tutorials, some vlog posts about those, so please check back in a little bit. In my video folder, I have LumaFusion, Premiere Rush, iMovie Clips, GoPro, and D-Shake, which is a fantastic application that takes, if you're recording on an iPhone and your footage is super shaky, D-Shake will actually smooth that out for you. And as far as art apps go, I'm going to tap in Creativity, and you see that I have Procreate, Adobe Fresco, Sketchbook, and more. And as a side note, the new version of Procreate, Procreate 5, that comes out pretty soon, is also going to have animation capabilities. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, so now that we know that we can do animation and video editing, let me show you some of the things that I was working on. So this is me in a hotel room in San Francisco, 100% on the iPad. Here's another one, the same hotel room with the little bear. This was done in Boston. And this is a rotoscope project that I'm doing for the Salzburg edition of Artists Al Fresco. So all of these things were 100% done on the iPad. And this little animation was done in Boston as well, on the north end of Boston. I saw this really neat pizza shop, and I think I needed to share with people how I felt about that pizza. That's my appetite. I couldn't wait to get in there. So as you can see, I have an album of all of these finished animations, even though the Salzburg one needs a little bit more work, but here's a folder of all these animations. So let's say I needed to back these up. I'm going to take my portable hard drive, I'm going to take that and plug it into my dongle. I'm going to swipe up just a little bit. I'm going to get the Files app and slide it over here. And as you can see, Carlos's Seagate is available. And here's a bunch of folders that I have on the hard drive. What I'm going to do is swipe down just a little bit. And I'm going to hit this ellipsis here. And I'm going to create a new folder. And here I'm going to say finished animations, hit done. What I'm going to do now is hit the select button, select all of these videos, and hit the sharing arrow. And I'm going to swipe up just a little bit and say save to files, and I'm going to go into Carlos's Seagate, finished animations, and hit save. Another way to do that same thing, if I tap and move and drag it over, you see that little plus sign that's right there. That little plus sign is going to let you know that it's about to add that new file to those folders. So now if I tap and finish animations, there we go. We have all those animations, and you can even play it. And you see that little light right there? That little light on the hard drive means that the hard drive is working. And there you go, a sneak peek into my iPad-only workflow and a 35-day iPad-only challenge. We took a look at some of the things that I use, like the satchel and the Bluetooth keyboard, and even an external hard drive, which, here's a tip, if money's an issue, which it is for me too, what I did is I ended up getting a smaller hard drive on the iPad, and I picked up a 2 terabyte hard drive for like maybe $60 US. And now the only question is, should you guys run out and get one of these? My answer is it depends. It depends on your situation. If you're a creative individual in the market for a new laptop, I say definitely take a look at one of these. If you're in the market for a Cintiq and you have a desktop computer, definitely take a look at one of these, because Apple came out with the new updates just last week, and those updates let you use the iPad and Apple Sidecar, so you're able to use the iPad as a Cintiq. And honestly, if you're a creative individual who is, one, trying to get better at art, that's me. I got one of these. I use it sitting on the couch. I try to draw caricatures of the people that are on TV. I'm able to continue working on video editing and illustration and animation and rotoscoping, all that stuff on the same exact piece of hardware. Alright guys, that's it for me. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave some comments down there. Give it a thumbs up and even share it with your friends. And remember, I'm going to be coming out with more cartoons and more artist al fresco very soon, so please stay tuned. Alright, until the next one, see you later. Hi guys, thanks for watching. And if you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and subscribe and hit that little bell next to the subscribe button so you'll be alerted every time there's a new video. In the meantime, check out this video or this playlist of quality entertainment. See you next time.